Hey, everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody. It's Kat. Good
Hey, good
morning.
morning. It's another Sunday morning, 11 a.m. We're riding up the elevator going all the way up to the 10th floor. And while we're taking this elevator ride, you know what we need to talk about, Ma? We need to talk about the fact that this week on General Hospital was sweeps week. The janitor came by. You know how we got stuck last time? Now they're cleaning. They're sweeping. They're sweeping the
Sweeping.
halls. The sweep in the halls of General Hospital.
Yeah.
Kicking up all of this dust.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. Putting to bed previous things
That's on your
like
throat again.
I know. Putting to bed previous things like is Sonny can Sonny find a line between Hey, happy Sunday, Stephanie. Can Sonny find a line between his family and Nina? And the answer that we got this week during sweeps is no, there is no line to straddle. Yeah.
No.
Michael pushed him on the other side. And now Sonny's like, hey, Nina, if you want me to support you, I can. Sweeps. Hi, Sandy. Hey, Chandra. And hey, Lori. The whole question of Elizabeth,
Little
you crazy. And they swept up that dirt. All right. Kicked all of them dust bunnies, and they settled down to, she's nuts.
Yeah. And I was excited about that because I thought that they were going to they were going to drag this out a little longer,
Oh, yeah?
And I did it because, General Hospital's not good about moving along story, but it was obvious it was sweeps week. And that was one of the most obvious things to me was, hey, they're letting some things move along this week. And there were several. That wasn't the only occasion of something moving along. So, yeah, Lizzie Biz.
Liz Biz.
Biz was there. But you know what? I want the altar to have a voice, though. I don't want her to be just sleepwalking, whatever. I want the altar to have a voice, like all of a sudden, kind of like.
Yeah.
I want to see
just the whole what do you want, Finn?
Yeah.
Hamilton. Oh, goodness gracious. Jakarius is here. Christy is here. Susan is here. Everybody's joined us here on the 10th floor.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, yeah. So we got it. We've been calling it for weeks. And okay, so they haven't said split personality, DID or anything. They talk more like sleepwalking. Oh, you're doing this while you're asleep, Liz. You're asleep. You need to wake up to the real world. Right now, you need to wake up.
And how long is he going to leave his daddy Gregory sitting there in Kelly's, right?
He pops in and be like, hey, I'm here. I'm a dad. I'm going to go back to my girlfriend now.
He said, hey, Dad, can you watch her for a minute? I'm sorry.
I meant all night.
Going over to Busy Liz's house. It's going to take more than a minute.
He was late to their thing to begin with. He was supposed to have dinner with them all, and he doesn't show up on time because he's busy hanging out with Elizabeth, Kevin, and Laura, and he didn't even tell him. Okay, so I guess here's an issue with soaps starting in the 50s and now existing still today. Some of these missed connections that are classic and soap. Oh, I'm sorry for being late. I got wrapped up and stuff. Is gone now because of cell phones.
Yes.
Yes. You just shoot a text. I'm going to stop by and check on Elizabeth before coming to dinner. And then there's no, where's my daddy? How come he's so late? Oh, he's a doctor. He's busy saving lives.
Oh, Violet, she's so cute. Cute. Oh, yeah. So there is Liz. Lizzie Biz, Busy Liz, is sitting there in her living room with a Now, what I thought about the saddest part of that was, to me, is she cut Finn off, cut the picture with thin. But Violet was there right there too.
Yeah, and then
Violet's in the part she cut off.
She kind of stared at it for a minute,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, and Violet is her biological niece. That's Hayden's kiddo. That's her biological niece.
That's right.
And she cut her off too.
Well, I mean, don't adopt her as your own daughter. That's your sister's kid. That's your sister's kid. Is that my Biz voice? Is that what it is?
But wouldn't that be? I do want her to have like a split DID where she comes and
I want.
That's her now.
I want that to go. That I want to separate it from only when you're asleep, Elizabeth, to being awake. It just takes over.
But like Cameron don't have enough problems. He has to walk in on that crap.
What's going on, Mom?
Poor kid. I probably did a pretty good job of that.
No, I know. I like to make fun of the lad. I do. I do.
Good.
That's what we're doing on the Tet Floor. We make it fun. Oh, goodness. Hey. People still saying hi in chat. It's wonderful.
Hi, guys.
Chandra says they let Violet eat all the sweets with her grandpa. She deserved it after cracking the case. Yeah, you're right. You know what, Daddy? There was one person there.
No.
It was Auntie Elizabeth the whole time.
How come you gotta be under 10 to have any damn sense in Port Charles? You have to have a single digit age.
The kids, they just see things that we don't. We're all wrapped up in our own business.
Yeah. But next week, Riley's gonna have to tell Diane how to win the case against his crazy grandma.
Aiden finds a loophole.
Right?
Wiley spills his alphabet soup, and it spells out the answer to somebody.
Yeah, but she's sitting there cutting it up right. Oh, yeah, and she was like in a trance, wasn't she? She was like in a trance, and then she like, how did I get here?
What happened? Cameron, did you take me home?
Oh no, Liz.
Nope.
What is happening is what we've been saying along. You giving your own self the business.
Giving yourself the business. Liz the business. I tweeted that. I said, Ma's been saying for weeks that Liz has been giving herself the business. And we got it proved this time around.
Yeah, but I was happy. that storyline has gone forward.
Yeah. Chat's calling for Violet to join the PCPD and just be put on like the Trina case and any other investigation that needs to happen because she can put together all that. Remember in the 90s, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen had those like detective agency movies?
Like It Takes Two and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, but like before that, when they had all those straight to VHS releases that my little
and
sister was totally into. We'll solve your crime by dinner time.
They had little like Sherlock Holmes little trench coats on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember Ashley Olsen mystery, whatever.
Yeah,
and yeah, they would say they would solve your crime by dinner time and all that. And so we got to give that. We need to give Violet a little junior's detective agency.
Yeah.
She'll figure out the truth about Esme.
You imagine everything, right?
Come on, Dad. Come on, Uncle Chase. You can program a phone to work from anywhere. Of course, Esme could have done this.
Yeah. All they need all along was Spinelli and Violet.
That's all you need, Port Charles. Truly, that's all you need. Lori calls out the fact that Violet ate not only a gigantic ice cream sundae, like this sundae was like as big as her head, but she also wanted the rest of Gregory's huge brownie.
And he hadn't even touched it. There wasn't even a bite out of it.
No, not at all. Just full of sugar.
Yeah, she's just full. What she should have said, hey, Grandpa, we should wrap up your brownie for Daddy and take it home. Because remember, they said, all you could bring me home is,
would you bring me home a little bit of dessert, little girl? A little bit of dessert. Just bring me back a brownie. That's what I'm going to need after a tough day.
Finding out your Aunt Elizabeth is Around the bend.
She's crazy. Your Aunt Elizabeth's crazy. We need to find your mom real quick.
Yeah. Well, Aunt Elizabeth, they're done for, though. They're not going to get, they're not going to. And, that's okay with me. Because I'm not looking forward to Biz and Liz and Finn being in bed any more than I enjoyed Willow,
Michael
Michael.
and Willow.
There's no way.
Just
Well, we'll
a
talk about it.
just
I
a
have a lot
smooch or two
more to say.
across your belly.
Yeah.
Okay. So chat remembers the Mary Kate and Ashley. Chat remembers that. And they are also saying that Jophiel Love, who plays Violet, little tiny Violet, was on Maurice Bernard's State of Mind today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder how much she has to say about life in general. I don't know.
Well, I would say, well, I know I saw on Twitter too that she just recently had a birthday. I would guess that this child turned 7.
I don't know. Chad, if you know how old Jophiel Love is, please let us know.
And I'm only guessing that on teeth, okay?
Okay. Lissa, hello, Lissa. Welcome to the chat. Contributing, she's got reporter chops. Apparently, Jophiel Love was grilling Maurice Bernard this week, so maybe she led the interview. I'm interested. I might have to check this thing out because she is like this Violet, who I know her as, has to be very close to Jophiel herself, right? I mean,
I would think
right? So just adorable, smart, precocious, and sharp, right? Mm-hmm. So I might have to check out the State of Mind.
Yeah. She actually reminds me of our Scarlet. Yeah. Even though she doesn't look all, but her personality type and the thing, she just reminds me of Scarlet a lot.
Wow.
Little things she does.
That's a reference I'm going to understand that nobody else will.
Well, that Scarlet is my granddaughter who is 6.
Oh, goodness. 8. She just turned 8. Hey, Mari, welcome. Hello, Herman. Made it with coffee in hand, just like me, 11 a.m. here Pacific.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull a post.
What do you think's going to happen while busy Liz? What do you think?
She's going to continue to spiral and break down. We're going to get to know that it's not just when she's asleep. It's going to start happening when she's awake. And it's going to spread. It's going to start. She's going to start like going after Finn in some way. Maybe after Laura. I don't know where it's going to go because Victor's got to come back. Victor's got to come back and take some time. Mm-hmm. Which isn't connected to this, but Laura is. So I don't know what's happening.
I was a little concerned too because she was sitting there with scissors still in her hand.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, maybe she's going to stay up there.
She's going to go after Finn. She's going to go after Finn.
I thought maybe she would.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I didn't do.
The Tomlin family is here. I believe this is that kid. You know that kid? You know that kid. Max.
Oh.
I guess. Hi, you guys. I'm guessing. I don't know. You tell me. I could be way wrong. Well, Cameron is going to be at home more now.
Listening, kiddo. I enjoy you so much.
Lissa says Cameron is going to be at home more now. It may put a strain on his time with Joss. I mean, how much time are they getting together right now anyway?
Yeah,
you know what the first thing that dies in a romance? I'll tell you the first thing that dies in a romance. Physicality, okay? These two ain't been together but the one time. Mm-hmm. And it's just super weird and awkward now. It's put a sour taste on the whole relationship. They don't really spend a whole mess of time together anymore. This thing's done for. It is. I just gotta say, I didn't even write down a post-it this time about Cameron and Josslyn.
I think you may be right, but not immediately though. But yeah. But they both seem to be so busy, with school and Kelly's, and she's on the volleyball team. Mm-hmm. So, so there's a lot. They're doing a lot. So then I have and then every time they can sneak away and get a moment, well, something happens.
Yeah.
Something always happens. So I think they're showing us, they're not showing us anything for us to take it for granted. They're spending time off screen together.
Right. They're not they're not talking about each other like, oh, I just saw her yesterday for lunch. Mm-hmm. Or anything like that.
Or any plans or, plans or whatever. They're not really doing that. So, yeah I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe not. Yeah, I think Cameron is going to be more involved in his mother's story for sure, though, because he's
Yeah.
basically the one that just got, discovered her in that trance-like
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
And
Luckily,
it seems to
luckily
me
they were
like
there for the rescue.
luck. I think Biz actually, to a certain degree, wants to get caught.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it seemed like it because this was pretty much the middle of the day. Everything else had
Yes.
been like super mysterious and shrouded in question. I think Christy hit it on the head when it comes to Josslyn and Cameron. She suggests that she liked them at first and was rooting for them, but the heat has kind of fizzled out. And I would say, yeah, the heat between Cameron and Josslyn is definitely fizzled.
I agree. I agree.
But
And
hey, that doesn't mean they can't rekindle it.
no, it doesn't mean they can't rekindle, but their first experience together, for their first intimate experience together is so tainted.
Yeah, yeah. How do
It
you how
really
do you,
is.
how do you go back to doing it and not think about that? Like, are you
Exactly.
gonna start looking for
Or
cameras
I
every
would have
time?
one eye around the room the entire time.
Is there a flash of a lens glare? Something, anything? What's that red dot in the corner? Is that the
I
motion
definitely
detector
want to.
or
I
something
would.
else?
I would at least very much want to be under the sheets the entire time. No top of the bed nasty, right?
Right.
No top of the sheet nasty. I don't know if I'd want that because everything would be so exposed and like, dang, I'd be scared. I would.
Oh goodness gracious!
Or looking for a little red dot. I'd be looking in every like little stuffed animal's eyeball, whatever. I'd be looking.
Let's talk about something tangentially connected to Cameron and Joss. Let's talk about Esme, Mama. You want to talk about Esme, Spencer, Sam, Nicholas, Ava, and that
That's a messed up
Windermere
crew over
mess?
there. Huh? That's a messed up crew over there. Holy smokes! Wow, it's a messed up crew over there.
Yes, it is. The things are not going well in Spoon Island.
No,
It seems as though Nicholas is very strangely pushing Ava away. So you know me. I watch the show and I try to find why. I try to apply my own logic to it. I'll come up with my own what they call head canon to explain the unexplainable decisions that these characters make. I try to make it make sense because I think it's there. You just got to put together the pieces. And it's hard with Nicholas. I'm telling you, it is so hard figuring out why Nicholas is making the choices that he is.
well, he got hot shorts for that little girl.
Is it that? And he just doesn't realize it?
I think he does, and even though he's not like really like jumping into it and like fully immersing his mind into that, but that is what's happening. And I think his body's probably already betraying him.
So, okay, so you think that there's just like this attraction that he has to Esme that he knows is inappropriate, and it's just manifesting in this weird
Yes.
sympathy
I-
for her. Okay,
And
I'm with it.
I didn't refer to her as little girl like trying to make it more creepy.
No,
Okay,
I understand.
she's she would be a consented adult,
It's-
even though her age may still end in teen.
Yeah,
She's
she's
still
an adult.
an
She's an adult.
okay?
I want kids to be taken out of teens to be taken out of the mouth of people who are talking about these stories because they're adults now. They are. I understand that.
Not like
Sure.
it's not like-
I'm 36. I see them as kids. Of course they're kids.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing. They're just babies.
Kids,
They don't know nothing, but they're adults.
but they are adults. They're adults. They go to jail. Ain't nobody gonna call their mama.
Right.
They're adults.
Right. Lissa says that Esme is older than she claims. Now, wouldn't that be interesting if she's actually like 35?
Oh, I think this is right. Didn't they say something about that even?
Oh, I'm not sure. If they did, I missed it.
I think there was something in the letters that kind of implied she might be a little older,
Oh, I'm not sure.
like 21, 22.
I want her to be like 40.
Nah.
That'd be so fun. Just from a weird back, like left-handed way. Because, left-handed things are weird. Left-handed people are strange.
We sure are in a fantastic, cool kind of way. But yeah, Weirdos, absolutely.
Oh,
Drink with my right hand, but I'm a left-hander.
knocked it out of the park there, Ma.
Totally.
You
Totally.
caught my pitch and you hit a home run with it. I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. Well, if Felicia's kid, as rumor says John, she'd be like 30. I guess I don't know because it depends. If they're going for the Felicia slept with Ryan and forgot thing, then yeah, Esme would have to be closer to 30.
I can believe that.
But if they went with the Ryan somehow obtained one of Felicia's eggs and then fertilized it at a later date out of her knowledge, then Esme could be any age they want her to be.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But
Which I think is the more logical route. I think they should go that way.
you think so?
Yeah, I think
Well,
they should.
it's more GH like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've had frozen embryos
Yeah.
and stolen eggs before.
Yeah, let's just do it that way. Just do it that way. We let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
AM, oh my, OMG, you guys, I finally made it live. Well, good, great, welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it live. I love the enthusiasm the first time somebody's able to see us on the broadcasting.
Yay! Welcome. So,
Lissa says that Ryan was a pediatrician, so that backs that up. John says that, obtained eggs. It seems as though that sounds like a lot of, makes it like a lot of sense.
well, they could have been downstairs in that car, that thing that Helena. Those embryos could have been downstairs in GH all this time. Maybe there's a few more down there.
Like Jurassic Park, you know how they had like the Ned, whatever, Wayne Knight going with the Barbasol can that was just like frozen
Yes.
to steal all the little embryos. They've got a Barbasol can in the basement of just like, oh my gosh, what a David Hayward move! Oh my God, like I have fertilized your children and I have them frozen in this freezer, and I'm going to let them go one at a time.
You say, hey, Ryan, which one would you like me to thaw out for you?
Imagine?
Because I have inseminated every woman in PC. I've got an egg ready for every chick in PC. Which one would you like to have?
No, not even that, but just like some wild, crazy, wackadoodle doctor from the past took the DNA and the gametes of all of these different characters from yesteryear, and you could have like Helena and Luke's kid. Just like these wild pairings of like, I don't know, other wild pairings that I can't come up with at the moment. But
there would be some,
some craziness, right?
Yeah, that would be good craziness.
Felicia and Mac find out that they have a kid together out there somewhere because someone put it together.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I want that to happen. I want it. Make it happen, Mom. Write it down. Write it down and send it in. You have the address.
Yeah, I could.
AM says that she's tired of Ryan.
Oh, I don't think I could get tired of Ryan, actually. I like myself a screwball nutcase that has violent tendencies, you know me.
Yeah. I mean, I want, honestly, I want that the direction that I just need Esme to have just the snap break and just be a Heather Weber. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I need. And that's what I want to see happen. And that's what you're going to make happen because you're my mom and you love me.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, I'm good with that too. I want Esme. I want her to have all kinds of junk up her sleeve. I want her to even make Nell look not so nuts.
Just in case Nell ever comes back. Maybe she'll have a little redemption road. Chandra says it was Heather's egg. She can tell you. Daisy thinks that Dex is Mac's son. We don't know enough about Dex yet to even really theorize on what's going on there with the whole Dex.
Dex is whose son?
Yeah. Dex could be Mac's son. So Mac and Felicia both get early 20s kids at the same time, and who rocks their world and shakes up their lives. You know what I really want to talk about, Ma? We got to move on to another topic because I really, really, really want to give this the time it deserves. Okay. I really, really, really need to because it involves one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
In the recent years of General Hospital, She
in
has
the recent.
grown in so many ways.
Oh,
From being a horrible, greedy woman who was blackmailing Sonny for an additional $100K to keep the secret of Dev's secret.
and got a car out of him and all that.
Yeah. To now just being Sasha's mama.
I know. I loved it. I loved it.
Gladys.
And really revealing herself a little bit too. Gladys has got a past drug history.
I know from first-hand experience. You see, what we can do is we can have Finn, and we can have Curtis, and we can have Sasha, we can have Gladys, and we can have Alexis all in the addicts meetings together.
Yeah.
Like that sitcom Mom.
That was a good sitcom, actually. That was really a good show.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why not? I love it. Yeah.
Hey, Keisha.
We're crazy.
We got, look, okay, so the chat is all Team Gladys now, and I love it. I love how people have come aboard to the Gladys train. Hey, guys, I haven't been able to watch James Lott Jr.'s GH Mini Spotlight in a little while. How's it going on with Frank? Has Frank come to the other side? Does Frank have patience for Gladys now? Because I need to know. Let me know.
Well, I thought that her scene with Sasha was so good, and
Hey, Ethel.
yeah, for Gladys to show that it's just not all about Gladys 100% of the time. She really does care for Sasha.
She does.
And she wants to help Sasha. Now, the old Gladys would have spun that to her benefit in some way.
All right, well.
And blackmailed her and all kinds of crap.
Maybe if you get me a better position at where are they? Deception.
Uh-huh. Get me in my black card. Get my own black card.
Yeah, like she was doing to Brooke Lynn. Give me the black card. And I won't tell Valentine nothing. But then again, she's not related to Brooke Lynn and Valentine and all of them. But she is related to Brando and the mother of her grandchild. Whether you don't forget it, that baby came all the way up to labor and then some a little bit. They had to pull the plug on the kid. So they had a legitimate grandkid, a legitimate family connection for all of these people. It just didn't last.
Yeah. Liam was a real baby.
Real baby. Not just a concept, but a real kid.
Yes. Yeah, it was very good, Matt. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And I think that Gladys going forward will be a two-sided coin. She is not going to lose all her,
no,
her selfishness. She's going to still have that.
Oh, absolutely.
She's going to be a two-sided coin. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. I love to see the other side of it. You know me when it comes to redemptions and people showing their heart even though they're bad people. I don't know what it is about that type of character that I've always loved so much, but just like the anti-hero, the villain with the heart of gold, the person that ultimately does the right thing when it really matters. That's always been something I like.
That full circle thing.
I do. I like it. And Gladys could jump in front of a bullet for somebody and die. It'd be a perfect redemption circular arc or whatever.
She's gonna intercede all those drug addicts. The drug pushers tell them.
Maybe that's why Cyrus is coming back to team up with Gladys. Gladys has been different since she and Sasha were locked in the gallery storage room. Yep, that's what this. That's like the first time we really saw Gladys kind of pull that snark away and really like shift into a mode of seriousness. And I know what to do to help you. And maybe she'll know what to do to help Sasha this time with the addiction.
That's the first time we saw her to be a good person and a good parent.
Yeah. AM says that she is a little confused about the connection between Gladys, Brando, Sonny, how they're related together. They're related through Mike, Sonny's dad. Mm-hmm. So Gladys was his cousin, I believe. Gladys was Mike's cousin.
I think Mike's cousin or Mike's niece, one or the other.
Something like that. I think it was a cousin. They keep on saying cousins.
Well, I know she is Sonny's cousin.
Yeah. So just related to the Corbin side of the family.
Corbins. Yeah.
So through Mike, through his dad.
Gladys when Max Gale was still actively playing Mike.
Right. It was actually when Dev came over from Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to cover his illegal immigration into the United States. Said that he was Brando's son, Brando, who they thought was dead at the time, because that's what Gladys said.
Yeah.
So he was like a far enough offshoot of the Corbin family for it to make enough sense for there not to be too many questions asked about where this kid really came from. But that just kind of awakened that side of the family, and that's when Gladys started to show up saying, hey, give me more money to keep this secret, Sonny.
I don't remember, though. Whose idea was it for Brando to be dead? Was that Gladys's lie originally, or was it his own?
I think it was Gladys's lie originally, to just explain why he didn't come back to his shrill mother. And so she was using it as sympathy.
Oh, okay.
And then when he showed up in Port Charles to to save Carly's life, and there was all of that, then it was just, oops. I probably shouldn't have said that. I mean, that's how I remember it. If I'm wrong, I'm sure chat will correct us real quick on that.
I think you're right.
Herman wants to know if Frank will do a guest spot with us while James Lott Jr.'s show is on hiatus for the next couple of weeks. And I don't know. I haven't asked him. Maybe. You tweet him, you guys. You let him know. You do the work for us. Anyway, I love Gladys.
It's not available either. I don't
know. Anyway, I love Gladys. I'm glad that we got to see all of that, and she was just there for Sasha, and Sasha's just a mess and doesn't know what to do and how to go forward, and she needs help in rehab.
I think hopefully that is what's going to happen to Sasha. She will go to rehab.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Okay. All right, here. Let's see. Oh, Judy put some gossip here, Ma. You want some gossip?
If it's not too spoilerific, yeah.
No, not too spoilerific. You know that 15,000th episode that they filmed and shared all those pictures for?
Yeah.
Judy says that episode is going to be centered around Jeannie Francis and Laura, and that's why. And I think that's why Jeff is coming back. Jeff Kober. Oh yeah, there we go. Because it's going to be centered around Laura. So that's nice. I love those hour-long dedications. I hope that's the case.
I hope Jeff Kober's back for more than just a short stint for that. But he's going to have some story and be back on.
But hey, 5 minutes of Cyrus Renault is better than 0 minutes of Cyrus Renault. So I'm with it.
Yeah, but I love that. And I want them to give a little bit of prop to Mr. Ken Shriner too, though.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, because he's been on the show longer than anybody current.
That's true.
Including Jeannie.
Well, maybe in time. Maybe for the 20,000th episode. Another 5,000 episodes. Come on, Ken. Hang in there.
Maybe we haven't seen it also. Maybe or I'm sure if they do some flashbacky stuff, Ken will be in it quite a bit.
Jacaria says he heard a rumor that Frank Valentini was fired, and I don't think that's true. I think that there would be less of a rumor and more of a statement of fact on that case. And I've always find it really interesting, and this isn't a knock personally against anybody, but I always find it interesting that as a society as a whole, we always get so much pleasure out of seeing somebody get fired. Like it's like wishing that this person loses their livelihood, and they get surprised one day when they come into work that they can't do what they expected to do that day. And I always just find that to be an interesting cultural perspective on things. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We will see.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case though. But if it is, hey,
changes
are coming. Changes are coming if that's the case. That's the case. I'm all for it though. I mean, I'm not all for it. I'm just, mixing everything up is always good. Because people always come with fresh ideas, right? And then when they run out of those new ideas, that's when things get challenging. Because then they have to force themselves to come up with something new and fresh. But when you start a new job, you always come in with a lot of enthusiasm and things. Oh, this is what we can do to really do this. And this is going to be really exciting. And I've always wanted to try this with this particular person. And then after a couple of years, you've done all of those ideas. And now you're just in the routine. And so, mixing it up is never a bad idea. Never.
No. I wonder if the other three soaps, I wonder if I know one of them has actually been head writer of GH already. Mm-hmm. The dude that's over at Days.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the other two.
Just played that do-si-do with those jobs anyway, right?
Yeah. I think when there were more shows, it was bigger do-si-do. Now there's fewer places to dance, you know? So, but maybe this, you guys, maybe Frank Valentini will be part of the, the spinoff.
Yeah,
It's going to be stream only.
Yeah, that spinoff that's inevitably coming because Days of Our Lives have done so well with it.
Well, I tell you what, ABC, Disney, GH, you'd be stupid not to.
Seriously, they really would. They really would. I mean, even then, General Hospital is Captain spinoff. Okay, like they love to spin that crap off. Night Shift and Port Charles and all kinds of different stuff. Now, if they called it the 10th Floor, though, I don't know. Do we have a right to sue them for a trademark, or are we stealing their intellectual I don't know. I don't know nothing about the law.
I don't know. No, we did the 10th floor all along. We was riding this elevator for 2 years. Go and kiss my yeah.
Now, Alyssa does want to remind everybody that they complain because they care, and that's true. That's true. It's absolutely true. If you didn't care, you wouldn't say anything.
That's right.
That's right. That's absolutely right. But we can get back into the plot. What do you want to talk about next, Ma? I got so many Post-its here. I don't know which one to pick.
Okay, let me talk about something, y'all. I don't know. You guys remember? Do you guys remember? The ones that you've been watching for a little bit on ABC. Love in the Afternoon. Love in the Afternoon on ABC. Love in the Afternoon. I am not interested in the afternoon, y'all.
In what in the afternoon?
Soft porn in the afternoon.
Okay, so you want to talk about Michael and Willow.
Love in the Afternoon. I don't need no soft porn in the afternoon. With Snow White slowly kissing down his belly, and then undoing his pants. Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck.
She was going to go for a ride on that disco stick, Ma.
I know, right?
Very suggestive. That's the word.
Very
Tomlin
suggestive.
family still in here? Did you have to shield Max's eyes?
Like kissing him down his belly and undoing his pants. Now, back in the day, what they used to do was they'd have two people, and there was a lot of innuendo. She would unbutton his shirt and aggressively push it off his shoulders. That was,
Classic.
and then it was very hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would go to Afterglow, sheets over you cuddling.
Mm-hmm.
All that middle part wasn't there before back in Love in the Afternoon.
Uh-huh.
But since now it's soft porn in the afternoon, it's a little different.
Trying to go over those ratings.
Just enough. If her boob was any bigger or her arm was any skinnier, we'd have seen something. No, thank you. But anyway, I appreciate the fact that Michael and Willow like each other. But hot dog, no thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, the chat was not a fan of this scene as well. I don't know why they decided to do this. But the love scene was a mess. That was pretty gross. Max ain't watching that. No way. That was hard to watch. Not sexy at all. Alyssa defends Michael in a way. She doesn't care how boring he is. He's a millionaire with a great smile. So hey.
The only love scene I want to see less than that one, that depicted that graphically.
Scotty and Obrecht.
Well, I don't want to see that one either. But the one that would creep me out more would be Nicholas and Esme.
Yeah, that would be pretty creepy for sure. And it would just from the characteristics. Yeah, that's super gross. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to go that far, we got to go with somebody that I think more of the audience finds to be incredibly hot.
Yeah.
Michael's a tube of toothpaste, everybody. And I've been saying it for ages, and I don't mean anything too offensive by that. But if you stand Michael next to Chase, like they have been for years, everybody's always been like, why are you ever thinking about Michael?
I said, good gravy. That is not the scene the audience wants to see. They want to see that scene with Chase and Brooklyn.
Yeah, they do.
They want to see that scene.
They're drooling for that.
Now, if you just want to, just because, oh my goodness, don't they look good? Portia and Curtis. Ain't nobody better looking than Portia and Curtis. Okay, currently on GH. Those two are so damn pretty. Both of them.
They really are.
Good.
They really are. And they're
Yeah.
okay. They're together. All right. They are. They just don't. They just not admitting it. All right. They're not admitting it to each other and themselves. But Josslyn, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Even what was it? Olivia was like, you should just go out there and just tell them how you feel. I could see it in your eyes. I could see it in your eyes, Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh.
But of course, Link was there to ruin the moment, right? They were going to go scamper off and talk about their feelings and ultimately make out and do it. But then Link was there to be like, hey. And then you're like, there's this weird, like, mouth purse.
He's a creepy looking dude, isn't he?
I own your songs. Re-sign with me. Like, he does it worse than Finn. Finn does, like, this pouty puff. You know? But Link does, like, this pointy, I'm kissing the air.
Like, I
after
burned
I make
you.
a point.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always something in the way of those two. My goodness. Always something in the way. Anyway, that's what we like to see. But Chase and Brooke Lynn eventually are going to be able to spend some time together without something happening. Eventually.
Eventually, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Because after this, there's the whole ELQ debacle. That's gearing up. Michael just loving to go to court.
And the court's going to be next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Court's going to be next week. And
Scotty.
Scotty, I love it. Scotty and Diane, can't wait to see it. Yeah.
The Zoolander look. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Link showed his face though, because he knows everybody in Port Charles wants to kick his butt.
Yeah, well, he was going for the potential for more millions, I guess. Because as talented as Brooke Lynn was as a singer, apparently as a songwriter, she's 10 times as great.
10 times as great. The little song was good.
It was so fun. Honestly, I haven't enjoyed playing music more.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked Chase singing. I liked Wally Ned doing his thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a big old digging Eddie Main person.
No. But it was one of his finer performances.
But it was one of his finer performances,
Yeah.
And I think Chase has a lovely little voice. And I loved it. I loved all of it.
Yeah.
I did.
It was.
And Ned's about, Ned is about to piss off one little
Olivia
again
by getting too wrapped up in ELQ business again. You said,
Yes, and
you said it wasn't the family. You said the family was the family, and here you are once again fighting for your position within this company.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and she's also about to get real jealous of Chase. Okay. Because Mr. One Little Leo really prefers him some Chase. He really likes that guy. And I looked into it a little bit. I'm like, do autistic kids like prefer a person? And yeah, it's not unheard of. I don't know nothing about any of this.
I love the way they did that scene too, where they're honed in on Chase being there by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. And I love the fact that they had it's not so COVID-like anymore on set, and they large group of cast together. I like that too.
Yeah, well, they said at the convention that they still test like every other day or something like that to make sure that everything was good, cool, and clean.
And you have to wear a mask there unless you're actually being filmed.
Right. I mean, they really made sure that we were all masked up while we were on the set.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, it was cute. I mean, Leo's little poem and just that little unit. And really, what it is I think they are going to lengths, like the conversation that Chase had at the thing with I don't remember who it was with, but he's like, yeah, they really embraced me after I pretended to be Bailey's dad, and they're like, yeah, that's not it. It was Dante. I think Dante said that.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's because of your obvious, you and Brooke Lynn are in love
Yes.
is why they like you so much.
Yeah. Everybody knows that you guys are in love, except for you.
Hey,
And they know it too.
yeah,
Actually,
they do. I mean, they were gonna. I've been thinking about talking to you about something. Yeah, and just Link was there to mess it up at the last moment.
if Brooke Lynn had not overheard Chase bashing her,
Oh, it would have happened already.
it would have happened already.
Mm.
But when she overheard him say that, he basically thought she was a joke and whatnot. He said some really negative things about her. Didn't mean them, but he sounded like he meant them, and she overheard. So, that's when she really stepped back and said, "Oh, I'm being a fool." But that's not the case. I like Brooke Lynn and Chase together, and I think most people do.
I think so too. Too. Yep. I mean, not everything works for everybody, and that's just the truth of the matter. But I think for more than not, people are still with it. Yeah,
I liked it. I liked all of that stuff. But Ned's gonna lose Olivia again because he's stupid.
Yeah, well, I guess because they were. It looked like they were really gonna split them up, and then Olivia was gonna be with Robert. It seemed, and then they totally just let that just fall apart. So I don't know what's gonna go on. Yeah. I don't. I'm all for it though. I really love Lisa Cicero, and I think that she deserves any amount of spotlight that they feel like they want to give her.
I love Lisa when she was with Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't even seen the best of her.
I like it.
I haven't even seen the best of her.
I like it when they put a little more Bensonhurst in her.
Yeah, which is less Quartermain, more Bensonhurst. You know what we need to talk about, Ma? We need to talk about New York City. I think we need to talk about New York City a little bit, all right?
Yeah, when they went to Brooklyn, didn't they?
So they went to Brooklyn, which is in New York City.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, is it still the 80s. You can't just go anywhere without a mugging.
Yeah. Well, you should. Let's. I don't care where I'm at, Matt. I can be in Podunk, whatever. I could be in New York City. I ain't cutting through no damn alley. Come on.
You're just asking for it at that point.
Exactly.
Come on, boy. I know the back door. They let me in every time. No cover charge. Just you and me. Let's go. Oh! Give them what they want. Don't fight them. They'll kill you. And poor Marshall found himself in the hospital after getting slashed.
Yeah.
And it's all TJ's fault.
And right before Curtis showed up, I was like, Uncle Curtis, where are you?
And there he was, like Superman.
And there he was.
Dun, 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 bum, bum, bum. There he is, Superman. Super Curtis. He's there. Yep. He'll save you from Cyrus of No holding you hostage. He'll save you from this. He'll save you from a basement filled with gas.
Yes.
He'll
and look damn good at doing it too.
Coming in and punching people's lights out. But before that though, all right. Before that, we got a nice little scene, all right, inside the bar, or whatever it was, the little cafe that they were in. It was a sweet little scene.
It was.
All right. All right, Taj Bello, you got your moment. You got your first little soap speech.
You did. I loved it. I was like, yay, Taj, the whole time.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I love the fact that Molly was there too.
And we really got to figure out exactly why TJ was so connected to the idea of Marshall. He's like, I'm not going to pry into your life. You're mine. You're my family. And that's a really important perspective for TJ, I think, to be explained, is because his family is incredibly non-traditional. Mm-hmm. And who is who has always kind of been up in the air, especially over the last 10 to 15 years or so.
Right.
And that having those family connections, even if they aren't blood related, but still through who I thought was my dad, the person who raised me, Thomas, all of that stuff is still prevalent and real for TJ, even if the genetics don't match. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he's never going to change his last name to Butler.
Right. He's
always going to be Ashford.
He's an Ashford first. It's really Sean that's kind of on the outs of that. The one that had to be accepted by TJ as my bio dad. But
Yes.
That's the relationship that I have with him, not you raised me, you're my father type of relationship. And so it was great. It was great.
I liked it. And another thing I liked too was Stella telling the damn truth for a change. And I hope it's the truth, or I hope it's not a half truth.
I want it to be half the truth. I really feel like there needs to be one more element there. Just one. Now, I was torn on Twitter because I went to Twitter. I'm like, hey, I feel like this is too weak for Marshall to be like, I'm faking my death and leaving my family. You know, and then with Stella's breakdown, where she didn't add any more to that story, where it was just, this is what happened. We knew about it, and it was just such a terrible thing to keep from you the whole time. But nothing new was brought to that. There wasn't another level of why other than the protest, arrest, and the time in the mental institution. And I'm like, that's so weak. There needs to be more. That's not
There
enough.
does need to be more. But they did divulge that not only did Stella know, but so did their mother.
So did their mom. Yeah, and that was super, super hurtful and sad and all of that. And then I went to Twitter with my disappointment. I'm like, hey, I feel like this is a disservice. I feel like this is kind of wrong to say, like this black father left because he felt like it. Like this is terrible, you know. But then somebody brought another perspective to it, which is the mental illness perspective of it, where even from the outside, where you're not suffering from this breakdown, it might seem like an incredibly irrational decision. In that person's world, it is the only rational decision to make, and that's a perspective that people need to keep. And I thought that was wise. I don't know.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I know.
Because,
There's a lot of words to get there.
Well, there's a lot. There's outward what you see, and then there's inward that you don't.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how tormented he might have been.
Yeah, it's true.
But you would think that as years went by, and he obviously has been able to function.
Yeah.
Be okay. He still played music. He still had a life. Okay. You would think, when he learned, and I'm sure he did, that Irene had died, that he would come back then.
I don't know. Shame, embarrassment. And if that's the case, like, why wasn't that part of his answer? I don't have a good reason why I left. I was ashamed and embarrassed that I left for no good reason, and I'm sorry. And that's the truth.
Well, maybe this coming week or two, because, he's going to wake up and he's going to talk to Curtis. Maybe he's going to be more forthright. Especially because Half Daddy don't know yet that Curtis knows that Aunt Stella and Mama knew that you were alive. Half Daddy has not been told that yet.
Just let it go.
So maybe, when he does find out that part, and when he's laying in the hospital bed, maybe he will finally break down that wall and be honest.
Yeah. Yes.
And, they were saying, is he on any drug medication? Well, he might start acting erratic because he's not having his medication.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? And that, like you said, the 80s kind of thing. Okay. There's a couple of ways they could have found out easily. Well, TJ could have actually, probably on his own dang phone, get into GH's records, files, and been able to see what his grandfather was prescribed. Right there on his dang phone at the moment.
It's true, absolutely.
Right?
He could have hey, can you pull up a patient file for me, please?
Yeah, he might even be able to pull up a patient file on his phone himself and not even have to ask somebody. Or the hospital he was at could have ran a blood panel on him real quick.
Well, maybe chat is continuing with their contributions to perspectives that it's just impossible for us to have, and the severe stigma in the 80s that existed within the black community about mental illness. So that could be heavily playing into things as well.
It could be, and also you guys, just older people have a stigma. Regardless of what culture you're from, whatever.
Yeah.
Older people have a stigma of that. Don't you think? Someone in Stella or Hat Daddy's age group.
I don't need to go see somebody about that. I'm just going to call my sister. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. I
What
get
do you want to talk about a stranger? What do you need to talk to a stranger about your problems for when you got us? We love to know more about you than anybody.
Yeah.
You don't meet that person.
Yeah. On top of this, though, we are all still hoping for a mob connection still due to his, trepidatiousness with Sonny and how he beat the tar out of remember how he beat the snot out of what's his name outside of Curtis's bar? Joey Novak.
Yeah, he beat the tar out of him.
Beat the
I
snot
thought he
out of
was
that
going
guy.
to actually. I thought he was going to do some superhero moves there in the alley and like kick the shit out of those guys himself. At first, I did. I didn't really, in the previous scene too, where it was highlights. Then they said call 911. I didn't think it was going to be Hat Daddy that needed the 911.
Oh, yeah, but it was. Now TJ has all of that guilt that he needs to carry over wounding his grandpappy.
Yeah.
Judy says that if TJ were to access Marshall's medical records, that it would get him in a lot of trouble because he doesn't need to look at them. But hey, you know what? You know what's great about soap operas, though? It's not the real world, and they can get away with whatever they want.
Oh, heck yeah, you can become a doctor in 2 years. You become a nurse in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. They keep on talking about how Ephiphany's going to become a doctor, so it'll happen.
She already took an MCAT.
This time next year, she'll be Dr. Ephiphy.
She sure will.
Joey Novak.
What was Epiphany's last name?
Johnson, right?
Yes. She Dr. Johnson.
She was saying, what did she say? She said something about recognizing somebody. Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
She was hanging out at the thing at the Savoy
girls?
with the girls, and they were
Yeah,
talking.
Portia.
She was saying something about recognizing somebody. Maybe I just misunderstood. I don't know. I didn't write a clear enough note. I don't know. I like that trio. That scene was fun.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I liked it too.
I like them hanging out in the conference room and talking and just
We ought to go do something else. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I like all those little groupings at a Savoy though. Whenever it's like, a little grouping of people, 3 or 4 people, I love it. I don't care who it is. I especially like it when somebody's mama gets up and gives a blonde a piece of her mind.
Yeah.
And throws a drink in her face, too.
Herman wants to know, why is Trina's last name Robinson and not Taggart, since we're talking about last names? Did they split up while Portia was pregnant? Because she was cheating on Taggart during that time, so it was the rough and tumble part of their relationship. So I'm not sure if Trina was born in wedlock, and they might have just gone with Robinson.
Maybe not. But speaking of Taggart, though, didn't Rael look great? And he looked great. He looked so healthy and slim, and he looked good. I haven't seen Rael look that good on screen.
Yeah, he's always looking better.
He looked good.
People. It was Ephiphy talking to Stella, saying, "Stella, you remind me of somebody I used to know," or something like that. That's what it was. Ooh, interesting. Oh, there must be a connection there. A forgotten, long, dead connection.
I hope so. But, so we did see Jordan mention that whole thing that Portia said, right?
Mm-hmm.
About having to talk about Trina's father. And Portia just swept it underneath the rug of how we thought we were dying.
Oxygen deprived. I don't know what I was saying, girl.
Yes, all that. And that wasn't the only evasive, off-topic, trying to steer off-topic thing she said. She said 2 or 3 things. But yeah, she has decided to put that back underneath her hat.
For now.
She has no intentions.
He says now Jordan's going to have to look into it.
Oh, she's probably going to do some DNA test of her own.
Hey, Mark. Happy Sunday. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, all right. We saved it, Ma, or at least I saved it. I steered the conversation away from this for as long as I possibly could because traditionally, once we start talking about these people in this story, we can't stop for 40 minutes.
I can't go that long today.
I know. So we got to get it in. We got to talk about right now. Okay. WWF style. Right there at the bar. Or in the hospital. Or at the bar. I guess it was at the bar. Nina, I'm Not Crazy Reeves. Versus Bobbie, How Dare You Call Me a Hoe. Spencer.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I loved every second of it. Because, Bobbie, she can give somebody a tongue lashing herself. You let her off. She can turn into a big old mama bear. That's where Carly gets it from.
Yeah.
She can turn it. Oh, but Nina really went for it, didn't she?
Oh, she did. She just anything that she possibly could pull out of Bobbie's past. Even like in a prostitute mom, which is that caught the attention of the Twitter world out there. They didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed Bobbie, who was like, if I was a younger woman, I would just dump something over your head, But you're older and wiser, you old bag, pretty much. Right? And then she got a drink thrown in her face. And then Nina got a drink thrown in her face.
Yep. I love it.
I'm with it.
And it was Carly. Carly was funny too because she discouraged her mom from going over there and saying a word at first. But then when Bobbie came back from that, she was like, "Go, mama, go, mama."
Oh man, these battle lines have been drawn, and it's going to be messy in that courtroom next week. It is going to be a slaughter bloodbath.
And I think Sonny is going to really, really set Michael in motion because I think he's going to come to Nina's defense in there.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
going to testify for Nina.
Hey, she's not a bad person. We love each other. And one day we might get married. And what we going to do? Keep me out of the kid's life too?
Yeah.
And then Michael will say, yeah, we are.
Yeah, we already
You're
are.
a mobster, Sonny. I'm not going to hide for you anymore. I mean, you're a mobster. A mobster, Sonny.
So, yeah, Michael is really, really drawing some battle lines now with Sonny.
He's going to take everything legitimate.
Yeah, he's going to take everything. Yeah, he's going Quartermain. He's going totally Quartermain with "I want to destroy you" in business.
Yep.
Basically.
And once he merges with ELQ and has all of the power, all of the money, all of the ability once again, he's going to sink all of his resources at Corinthos Coffee and just try to tank it. Do everything he can to try to buy it or something. I don't know exactly how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Out.
But he said he wants to destroy him, and he's not being mincing his words, and he's
no.
He told Dante that, and Dante told Dad.
And here's the thing, though. All right. Ultimately, doesn't matter who you are. Okay, you're gonna wake up, Mobster Sonny. Mobster Sonny's back from the '90s, and Michael's gonna become a target. He's gonna.
I'm gonna have to stop him. I'm gonna have to stop him from taking everything I've got, everything I've worked for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Alyssa says that Michael is going at him like Edward would, and she loves it. But Ethel
I
says
think
that
so,
Michael
too.
is just not that smart.
Yeah, Michael is being like an Edward, more so than Ned right now. Ned's just kind of whiny a little bit.
Yeah, Ned's like, well, what about me? Well, you're going to be chief operations officer. Well, that doesn't sound like I'm going to be driving the business. Well, no, Ned. You're 60. Is pretty much what they're saying. Which is
basically,
sad.
He said something about hiring somebody to steer the ship, kind of thing, because of Ned's experience.
And make sure you're over them.
Yeah, then make that point. We want to make sure their title is,
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about media. No, we'll find somebody that does. Yeah, he's totally being iced out. And they're not considering, they're just being like, he's fine. He's fine. He's just that old guy. And I guess it's a very real thing that happens out there in the real world.
Yes.
So
we're
once again, General Hospital, interesting timing. But hey, we don't got to get into it. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, we really I enjoyed them. I enjoyed Nina and Bobbie fighting with each other. When it comes to the whole Savoy encounter, that's the thing that I pulled out of it from the most. I've seen Nina and Sonny drool over each other enough. Like I get the point. I'm not saying we don't need to see it. I'm not saying it's bad and boring, but there's nothing more for me to learn about them from this.
And you know another thing I didn't like about Nina and the Savoy, she's sitting there in that red dress. She got her slit going on. She's just like, she is turned around away from the bar where kind of like everybody can see her. There's not a table. She's not pulled up to a table. She's just like, look at me. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at me.
I'm the hot stuff, aren't I? I'm a cougar. I'm a grandma, and you can still date me.
Yeah. I'm no one's side piece. Whatever.
Not a single. I have to take offense to something that they did to one of my favorite characters on General Hospital this week. I do.
What they do?
I do. Poor Nika. Okay. They had her pour Sonny a drink that he didn't order. And then when he's like, oh, no, I need the club soda and rocks. She played that moment with such embarrassment and shame that she had poured this drink that he didn't want without asking first. That I was mad at General Hospital for putting Nika in that position.
Yeah.
I was mad at them.
We want Nika to have lines.
More lines, and I want her to be perfect at her job. Okay? I don't want her to ever make a mistake. I don't want her to ever to assume that Sonny wants a scotch on the rocks. Okay? I get what they were doing, but don't do that to Nika. Okay? Do that to any other bartender out there, but not Nika. Okay? She's too good for that.
Yeah. But she did have a good presence in that episode.
She did. She had a couple of lines.
So, I'll take it.
There. She was serving drinks. It was great. It was great. It was great. It was great. Can we talk about Nika's arms? Is what the Tomlin family wants to talk about. And yeah, she's a well-built lady.
Yep.
She is. Yep. She is. And super fun. If you guys haven't seen our time talking to Arlandria Linier, who plays Nika, we have that video on our YouTube channel.
Yep, we did talk to her.
She's busy, enthusiastic, excited. So, having a couple of lines and prominently featured in that Savoy experience, I can tell you from our conversations with her that I think that she probably is, with my hearsay, very excited to have experienced that. So, yay.
We got to give Nika a family, but I don't want to make her an Ashford. Dang it.
No. She can be her own family. I don't know what last name to give her. I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not
Well,
going to do that.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that piece of Nika. I do.
Oh, goodness.
I just like everything in Savoy, though. I love scenes of Savoy.
I love the Savoy. I do. I enjoy the Savoy. The Savoy has been an excellent addition to General Hospital. And I like things like that. I like fun little sets like that. I really I like the steakhouse that they have as well, especially when on like Valentine's Day when it's extra romantic and super soapy. I remember the scene between Nina and Valentine at the steakhouse on Valentine's Day, where there was just still that element of, if things had gone different. That still exists between the two of them, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep. I like that more than like Sonny and Brando working on a classic car. For me, that's just so like meathead television that I'm just not interested in it.
But I think it was laying some groundwork for Brando's next storyline that's going to be Sonny heavy, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Really, really, really wanted to cement a family connection between the two of them and a unity.
Yeah, and I don't want to criticize it too deeply because we don't need every scene to be set in the gym. So, I get it.
But I was wondering, I think one or two things. I think that car belongs to Maurice Bernard, for real,
Probably.
or Ken.
One of the two.
But I think I'm leaning toward Maurice. I think that's Maurice's actual car.
Well, they took pictures with it and put it on Twitter. Maurice and Wachter did.
Yep.
Yeah. Will Sam find Maggie? Yes, Sam will find Maggie. That's what I think.
I think Sam will find Maggie
Rapid fire
too.
into the podcast here. I think Sam will find Maggie. Introducing Sam into this particular part of the story means that we're moving forward with it. It was a good sweeps week. Come on, guys. I know you can. I know there was a lot of criticism out there because nobody died.
But we did see propulsion in story.
Yeah. We're not in the same place with any of these stories as we were last week.
No, we saw the Ashford family really go forward. With Stella telling some truth.
Yes. Yep. We got Liz Biz.
We got Liz Biz.
Okay, we got Spencer trusting Sam, and so Sam's going to get involved in this thing. We've got Ava walking out on Nicholas one more time, and it is on the rocks as much as it can be at the moment.
Oh goodness, yes.
Yeah, like all kinds of stuff moved on. We got Sonny clearly aligning with with Nina before this before the hearing. Yeah. We got Michael and Willow doing it.
Yeah.
Bringing in those ratings in the hopes that we can see these two characters do it some more, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. I don't know. I've really, honestly, I've never really experienced the other side of the Michael Willow fandom. I know of what people think of this stuff that they don't enjoy, but I've never really heard from the people that do like it. I don't know what people like about it.
I liked Michael and Willow together the first time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when they got back together, I find it flat.
Yeah.
Basically, I was pulling for him the first time.
Yeah. So we should, before we get on the elevator, let's just spend some time just kissing the butt of Maura West. I think that's a fine way to end the podcast this week, right? Can we just shower her with all kinds of love?
All kinds. I like
all kinds of love, because everything that she did this week was A+. Especially when she was in Esme's face being like, you keep my daughter's names out of your mouth or I will make it so you regret ever taking a breath.
Oh, Esme got some Ava stuff coming her way. She has underestimated this woman. Nicholas has underestimated her too, and he should know better.
I don't understand why Nicholas thinks that she's just like this little lady. Like she's never been Nicholas's little lady. Like, this is my house. Well, what does that make me? Like that is Ava 101. Like, that's basic Ava.
Right.
Ava's the captain of her own ship. All right, she's the one that married you.
And Nicholas had been observing Ava before they got together. Mm-hmm. He knew what kind of woman she was from the get-go. Yes. No, she is not going to be waiting on his next sentences of adoration. Mm-hmm. She can give a damn.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So, and then and I love it. I love how they gave Ava and Maura West that moment of walking into Esme clearly trying to undo Nicholas's pants with her words. Like so obvious. But Ava doesn't respect it. Oh, really? It's so good. It's so good. I love Ava, and I need just everything to be centered around Ava. I want her to be the star of the show. That's what it is, I want to see her as often as Carly's on there. I want her to rush up into somebody's conversation and go, "Oh, I'll invest," for no reason. Like that's what I want. Okay. I want them to have to find a way to stick Ava on this program.
I would love to see Ava pull a Nina move with Cassandra with Esme. Wrap that hair around your wrist, girl. And wham!
And then blow her up. Herman has loved Maura West since she played Carly on As the World Turns. Yeah, and these soaps. Okay, all right. So we got some out there names on soap operas: Finn and Carly and Liam. These are names that people have heard of, but they're not John and Sean and all that kind of stuff, right? And yet they're still shared across all of these different soaps. We've got Sonny on a bunch of them. We've got a Finn on a couple of them. We've got Carly on a couple of them. We've got Phyllis on a couple of them. And I just don't understand how we can't diversify some of these soap names a little more. When you introduce a new character, they should not have the name of a current character or classic character on a rival soap. That's how I feel. Yeah. Phyllis, come on. Phyllis. It's too
well, they have a few names that are don't make you. I don't recall another Brando. I don't.
Not yet. Give it time.
Sasha? Well, no, there's been other Sashas. There has been. I don't know, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Is Molly, TJ, and Willow getting tossed out of school or possibly having jail time? No, none of them are in school. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Do you mean the other kids? See, I can call them all kids.
Well, I know Trina. They're talking about expelling Trina.
The same thing with Esme. Esme is also in that same trouble, which they mentioned this week as well.
Yeah.
See, I want people to not tweet their disdain for what GH does for a couple of days after GH does something. Because everybody was up in arms over Trina possibly being expelled and wrapped up in all of this stuff and and how dare they? That's not fair. How come she's getting treated like this? And then Esme's getting treated the same way.
Well,
they just needed time to learn it. You know what I mean? If they hadn't jumped down the throat of it, they would have learned that it wasn't just Trina. It was both of the people that have been accused of this crime, essentially.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like that would be possible, really. I don't know, though. Who knows?
I don't know. It's not the real world. There could be no real logical explanation or something that we can understand from our perspective living in this universe.
Yeah. And us dumb viewers can't seem to remember that. This is make-believe.
There's two things. There's two major things.
There's no such thing as an ice princess, folks.
Well, okay, so there's three major things that have separated Port Charles' timeline from reality. One of them, Ice Princess, okay? You can't freeze the world. Right. Okay? You can't freeze the city with a machine, okay? Not the real world. No. Every time somebody's come back from the dead or had amnesia or a miracle cure or loved back to life or been married to the same person 5 times, only Elizabeth Taylor's done that type of deal, right? That's not the real world. That's not the real world at all. And then the last thing was basically Faison being able to beat anybody. That's so disconnected from reality, folks.
Yeah, a little disconnection there.
It is.
But fun to watch. Fun to watch. Yeah, I enjoyed this week very much. I did.
Me too. It's still real to me, says Boots. It's an old wrestling joke. It's good times.
So, good times. What was your favorite part of this week?
My favorite part of this week. That's tough because it's such a good week, and I love the show to bits. Every single thing I like so much. I enjoyed TJ getting his moment. I really did. It was nice to see him be able to have his little emotional needs taken care of. Gosh, that Ava and Esme stuff was excellent. I really liked that. It's hard for me to point to a particular thing that I absolutely loved the most. I smiled broadly when Gladys was really trying to help Sasha. Something who made me laugh? Somebody made me laugh. I laughed out loud once. There was something that made me go, ha, ha, ha. I don't remember what it was. It was something. Violet was cute. I mean, I could just scroll through the chat here. See, so we got Chandra giving us Title IX campus codes and stuff for law-abiding citizens. So I guess there's some reality in there. Daisy's favorite thing was Bobbie throwing the drink in Nina's face and all that. Good times. It was a good week. It was. I liked it. I'm gonna keep watching. I don't know about you, but I'll keep watching.
You know what I love? Oh yeah, I'm gonna still. And you know what I love too? It was a simple little thing on it, but I love this too. When Molly pulled the pieces of the clarinet out of her purse or out of her bag.
Yeah.
Well, I scooped it. Some of it's kind of broken, but TJ was going to go back over there and try to find it.
Poor TJ. He's just freaking out, man.
Oh.
Poor TJ. Just going out there trying to reunite his family. What's got his grandfather killed because of sentimental value over
Yeah. And Curtis came. But too bad.
Lisa loved Cameron's reaction to Liz. Herman loved Violet. Ethel enjoyed TJ and Marshall. See, there was so much to love this week on General Hospital. What a love fest. What a love fest here in May.
Yeah. And I think, I like these assertive women, though. So I really like the whole drink in the face. And I really, really liked Ava telling Esme. And I really am looking forward to that Esme-Ava confrontation, because Esme's going to succeed stupid Nicholas.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And she's going to time it so Ava gets to walk in on it.
Yeah, probably. And she'd probably get knocked up.
Let's just avoid the babies for a little while.
Wouldn't that be nice?
More Brit. Lisa wants more Brit. And Jacarius didn't enjoy much. He didn't enjoy much, folks, but I want you to take that statement. I want you to spin it. All right? Look at it from the other side, which means that there was some things to be enjoyed. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
I didn't enjoy it much, but you enjoyed it.
Some. A little bit. If there's 100% of enjoyment to have and you had 15%, that's still some enjoyment. That is still some enjoyment. All right, folks. So next week, come on to the show. We should have excellent, amazing news for you all. So come back. Join us again on the 10th floor next week, next Sunday at 11 a.m., and we should have some good news. I shy away from making promises here on the 10th floor because you never know what's going to happen. But we feel as though, we don't want to disappoint anybody, and we don't want to bait and switch or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But for those fans who have been following the 10th floor, especially on Twitter, y'all helped make something happen. By reminding somebody of promises that they made. So we'll leave it at that. And we'll see how it all shakes out. So we should have details on that next week. So come on back at 11 a.m. We'll talk about that. Plus all of the happenings in Port Charles as well. You can follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. You can come subscribe, like if you haven't done that yet. Please hit a like button. Like buttons are always good. Makes people want to watch this thing. Leave a comment later on about how much you love us. All that stuff. All of that stuff helps us. What you do is instead of giving us like $1, you give us some words or a click, right? And then eventually that turns into dollars that you don't actually give me. YouTube does. And that's where we want to be.
We do. And, we're quite a distance from that right now, y'all.
Yeah. So hit those like buttons. Hit on all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you next week on the 10th floor.
Likes, those stars, those subscriptions, all that stuff.
All of that stuff. You listen on the audio, go into the audio podcasting app that you're doing, leave us a good rating and a comment. Share with your friends, all of that nonsense. I'm going to get in the elevator, go back down to the first floor, go into the parking garage, get into my car, and tune into those previous episodes that you can find on YouTube and also on all of your podcasting applications. And I'm going to get the heck on out of here and go on home. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I'm already home. And we'll catch you right here next time on the 10th floor. Go spend some time with your families. Bye.
Bye, guys.